What's up?
Oh, I'm just compiling all the top sports scores, news, and odds so I can make the very best bets.
Me too. BetOnline.ag.
Join today and receive your 50% welcome bonus at betonline.ag.
At the New England Patriots OTAs on Thursday, we got our first look at their first-round draft pick, N'Keal Harry. I'm Sierra Goodwill here with Alex Barth and Evan Lazar. Obviously, something that jumps out just from looking at him is his size.
Yeah.
But from watching a few drills today, what did you see that jumped out about N'Keal Harry just off a first look?
I mean, the size is the big one to me, and it's not just walking by him. In the drills, the TV doesn't do it justice. When you see him line up opposite a cornerback, opposite a safety, he's just so physically imposing over the person he's on the other side of the ball from. That's going to help him as a rookie, because a lot of guys, you line up across, they see a rookie, they might think, okay, I have the advantage experience. He looks like a guy who's been in the league for a while. The size is definitely going to help him. That's what at least stood out to me initially.
Yeah, I mean, there's some impressive moments here today. There's no contact in these practices, so there's no real, resistance from the defense at times. And I think the biggest thing that that I noticed from N'Keal, he's got really strong hands. Like, he goes and he plucks the ball out of the air. He had some throws here today that, quite frankly, were not exactly Tom Brady precise accuracy, and he was able to kind of go around the defender and make catches. But I think after practice, talking to him, what was even more impressive is how studious he has been so far with the Patriots. He said him and Brian Hoyer have really developed quite a close relationship, as Hoyer has tried to kind of teach him the playbook and open the playbook up to N'Keal and explain everything to him. That N'Keal admitted it's a complex playbook. I mean, we all know that from the outside looking in. So I think that he's doing all of the right things to kind of learn the playbook. They moved him all around the formation today. They matched him up a few times on Jawan Williams, had rookie versus rookie a few times, and I think Harry probably got the better of that matchup, although Jawan made some plays in there too, especially with that pick six at the end of practice. But overall, I mean, it was a good first day. I don't want to overreact too much to what we saw out here in a non-contact practice, but it was a good first day for sure.
Right, and this Foxborough report is brought to you by betonline.ag. Head to clnsmedia.com/win. Enter promo code CLNS50 for 50% cash back on your first deposit. And obviously, N'Keal has a long way to go. There's still some things he has to work on, although he is an impressive player as of late. What did you guys see from him today? We saw him fielding punts a little bit, where he kind of goes up and grabs the ball like he's catching a pass. There's some things, not that he'll actually be doing that in games, but there's some things he obviously needs to work on. What did you see from him?
Well, I think the biggest thing, and he knows it, he talks about his route running and improving his route running. He's actually working with Troy Brown very closely to help improve that route running. But I think the biggest thing is that there's a lot of wasted movements in his routes right now, where he's making too many fakes. Like, make one fake and go in this league. You start making a lot of different fakes, a lot of different moves. Well, no matter what the sport is, if you start doing all that kind of stuff, you're really just wasting a whole lot of time more than anything. And I think that that's the next step for him, especially at the top of the route and at the line of scrimmage off of his releases. Cutting down on some of that thing, simplifying it. He's physically big enough, strong enough, fast enough to just get open on his own. He doesn't really need to do all that other stuff. So kind of letting go of all that kind of things, limiting the wasted movement a little bit, I think he's going to go a long way with that, and he knows it. He says, creating separation, route running, those are the two things he's working on right now.
Yeah, and Sierra, when we were kind of down sidelines during the wide receiver drills, we heard the coaches telling him just to trust himself, play with more confidence, and even the best players in this league, even the best rookies coming in this league, it can take a bit to kind of build that confidence back up. You go from being the best player on the field in most cases to just another player. Not that Harry's just another player, but it's another level of competition, and I think that confidence will come, that trust in himself, his ability, his size will come. But again, like Evan said, it's day one that we've seen him. Day 2, day 3, 4 of OTAs.
Yeah, he was at rookie minicamp too. But
there's a long way to go. He'll figure it out. He'll get his legs.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing too is that he looked the part today. Right? Like when we watched him play, like it was obvious that he was a first round pick and a guy that was going to contribute right away. I think it was very similar last year with Sony Michel. Like, as soon as he got on the field, we were like, all right, this guy is good. Like, this is a first round pick talent. This is an NFL player, an NFL athlete. He's very smooth, very big. All those things check the boxes.
And like you said, it is very early, so not to blow anything out of proportion, to talk about the elephant not in the room, Tom Brady's not here.
Yeah.
So N'Keal Harry obviously is going to be one of his top targets, or supposedly going to be one of his top targets this upcoming season. Is it a big deal that they're not together right now? Like you said, he's building a relationship with Brian Hoyer. Is it a big deal that he's not spending this extra time with Brady?
I actually think it might be a good thing. And maybe I'm kind of towing the company line too much, as Evan's about to laugh. But we know what working with Brady is like. We've heard it. It's a very intense, very demanding experience. And Evan, like you kind of alluded to, maybe Brian Hoyer easing him in, letting him know what he's in store for, will help him out. Because then when Brady shows up here in a week or two and he really gets, under the microscope, he sort of knows what to expect.
Yeah.
So maybe I'm being a little too optimistic. Maybe I'm favoring Tom Brady a little too much here. But not that it's, you always want to have Tom Brady available when he is, but maybe in some ways there is a silver lining to N'Keal Harry not working with him right out of the gate.
I don't necessarily disagree. I think this is a great time of year right now to just work on your craft. This isn't
Right.
about winning Super Bowls quite yet, right? Like, we're building up to that.
I don't know that Bill Belichick would say that.
I think we're building up to that point. I think Bill Belichick would say it. Right now is where you take the things that you're bad at and you work at those. So maybe it's not going to always look pretty, but it's going to be, at the end of the day, what's best for you. And right now, N'Keal Harry, they've moved him all around the formation. They were obviously trying to get him involved and throw him the football quite a lot here today. So I think that the main goal right now is let's get him comfortable in the offense. Let's get him into a spot where he can contribute right away. And then let's worry about some of the things with the chemistry with Brady and all that stuff later, because that is going to come, in July and August is really when that's going to start to ramp up.
Right, he can build his knowledge up a little bit without the 6-time Super Bowl champion breathing down his neck.
A little intimidating, maybe.
It definitely can be. For all of our coverage for the Patriots offseason, head to clnsmedia.com and subscribe to our YouTube channel at CLNS Media.